Welcome into Home by Three, everybody. Before we get started here, we got to read something because we're getting paid hundreds of dollars to do so. This episode is brought to you by Lucy, 100% pure nicotine, the official nicotine pouches of Home by Three, always tobacco free. Lucy Breakers are nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken down, open to release extra flavor and hydration. They're going full Gary Brecka with it. They're releasing stuff. You can crack it open. You can put it up your butt. Set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door. And Lucy is the only pouch that gives you long-lasting flavor. Everybody likes something that's long-lasting, especially your wife. Whenever you need it, get 20% off with your first order when you buy online with code CHIN. That's caps lock CHIN. If you don't want to wait, head to lucy.com/stores. And there might be a Lucy near you. Somehow they have brick and mortar stores, which is absolutely insane. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning: this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. But you know what, Swish? Everything in this planet is addictive. We are live from Miami, from the nicest hotel in the area, the nicest Holiday Inn in the area.
Yeah, man.
I'm Bob Gucci. This is 93.1.
93, baby. 93.1. Been in Miami for 4 days now. No idea why, but nonetheless, we have switched hotels. We are in an undisclosed location somewhere between Brickell and where Kodak Black resides. Yeah, man. A lot of controversy, a lot of baseball being played, a lot of porn to address, but nonetheless, we are here in the same goddamn hotel, but doing a remote episode. The only show that does remote while in the same location.
Yep, the only show. Also, people are going to hate me for this, but you got to back your mic up just a tiny bit, Swish. And also, not only that, not only are we doing a podcast from about 12 feet away, this just slid across my desk that has jizz stains all over it. Our camera guy's flight was canceled.
Nice.
So we have no camera guy. We have no jobs. We could be losing the phrase "that's baseball," even though this is going to be a long series. However, Mr. Portnoy, is saying he might license the phrase, which might be a breach of contract in our handshake contract. And then also somebody else that's important to our next couple days here, their flight might be canceled too. So things are going well in the Gunshine State. That's baseball, man.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. We might have to just get drunk. Someone says they can't hear you. They got to be able to hear you.
Yo.
Yeah, they could hear you. I don't know. Randy, you might just be drunk.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Our camera guy literally got his flight canceled?
Right now that they canceled his flight, it's confirmed from Los Angeles. His flight is canceled.
I'm just gonna leave my stuff packed. I think I'm just getting out of here after this episode. Just came to the hotel for an episode. I'm ready to get out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's tough right now. People don't understand usually what podcasters go through. And not only have we been on the road for 2 weeks, we're down 0-2 in a series that means the world to us. And to Dana Beers, it doesn't really mean anything to him. I mean, you got to tip your cap. The guy can chug a beer. His last name is Beers legally. But we're down 0-2. We're facing a lot of adversity right now. And the vibes aren't bad though, right? Like they're not bad.
No. I mean, it's 7-game series, man. We got 3 at home. Like only bad teams would panic in a situation like this, right? You got 3 at home. They're going to have to beat us 2 out of 3 to even send it back to Chicago. And you know what? I mean, sorry, they got to win 2 out of 3 to end the series. And we're not going to get swept, especially with our referees, our soil. Like this is going to be a long series. So I just think, in any series I've ever played in, Bob, you don't really lose the series until you lose one at home. And we haven't done that yet. So we're fine, man. 2 OT losses, and we're going back home. I like where we're at, to be honest.
Yeah, we're not going to have to deal with the Yuga meter and the ump. And obviously, unfortunately, it got physical there. And the ump is somewhere in the ballpark of 70 years old, but we had to put hands on him, right? I mean, we come from Arizona, and you're going to make bullshit calls like that on you. And you're our fastest chugger on this team, and they're trying to bring you down. And I had to get in there and stick up for you. Unlike the Toronto Maple Leafs, when your big dogs go down, you got to hit somebody. You got to kick out someone's knees. I was DMing his granddaughter. She's of age. She's 23. I was trying to take her out on a date and then never talk to her again. But it got ugly in there. But that's what baseball's about, right? Like Dominican lost last night on a ball. That wasn't a strike, but that's how it goes. So.
Yeah, I mean, Tom's a good dude. Tom, the umpire, look, he's done 13 sports. He's reffed a baker's dozen worth of sports. So he's no shy to, adding to his bag. And, I believe the 14th sport was the Yugoff. And there's gonna be different, there's when you go into different parks, there's different quirks about a park. There's different things that come into play. Fenway famously has the Green Monster. There's different things. Houston used to have that hill in center field for whatever reason. The Diamondbacks, they have the hot tub full of cum in center field. So there's just different things that, Wrigley Field famously with the Ivory. We're working through our facility and different things. There will be no Yuga meter. We will have our umpires paid off. And Tom, listen, Tom got horny, and I had to address it. His kid was there. His buddies from Des Plaines, Illinois, they were all tuned into the live stream. So I just thought he was starting to make it a little bit about himself. And that's when I had to get physical. And you know what? Thankfully, it didn't result in a Dennis Weidman-like suspension, but ultimately, I had to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to do is get on this show and accuse somebody of being a pedophile. But I was about to say, Tom, you ref a little bit too much water polo for me. I looked it up. It looks like he refs middle school water polo. And to just be around that many kids when they're wet in bathing suits, I was gonna chirp him about that, but I did want to keep it classy because he is a great guy. Actually, when I paid him off $40 he actually took the money and didn't do anything, but he offered to give it back at the end of the match. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Tom for doing that. Shout out to the flyover. I got emotional during it, really, when they rolled out that big, I think it was a 60-foot flag they rolled out.
Well, I saw Tom actually had those in the bathroom. He actually, I think he just left them, but he had them. Those $20 bills were rolled up in the handicap stall. So
is that why he was so horny to make those calls? Like, because he did make it about himself a little bit. I didn't know he was on dust.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, is there anyone else going double pistols with 220s? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone else would be snowing in the Barstool office at roughly 12:17 p.m. local standard. So I have to assume it was the umpire Tom, but sometimes you need a little bit of kick to get you going.
Yeah, and shout out to Dana, shout out to Greg, shout out to everything. In all seriousness, the event they put on was unbelievable. It's gonna be hard to top that. It's possible, and I believe that we can do it. But it's gonna go right back to competition. No more Mr. Nice Guy for us. We're going back to Arizona, chip on our shoulder, and I just think that seeing today Dave Portnoy getting on there and saying that he's going to license that's baseball. That to me is when this can get really ugly.
Yeah.
Because we have no resources. We're staying at a Holiday Inn. We don't have any money. If he actually does that, we might be fucked.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because it would be a breach of the series and the gentleman's agreement via StreamYard that we put together before going or entering into this best of 7 series. And when you're 5 months late to the party, respectfully to David, I don't know how that works. And I don't know if you can license such a generic term. I actually do have some people that I know that work at the local Domino's kind of just sorting through that. So I don't know how that works. But this might get ugly. This might get complicated, and I don't want it to get ugly because I think everyone involved likes each other. But I don't know when you're playing for something bigger than porn and you're playing for baseball and you're looking at two dudes that have zero resources and are not backed by millions or several hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know how that exactly works.
Yeah, we're backed by these Lucy advertisements, and I just went off the script again on that. And every time I do that, they say, please stick to the script, and I don't. So we're going to probably lose them as a sponsor pretty soon. But yeah, I don't know how it works. If he licenses That's Baseball, we can still say it though, right? That doesn't encroach on free speech, I don't think. I think that the shirt you're wearing technically we wouldn't be able to sell it anymore, which we're not making money anyway. So that he's actually would be doing us a favor. But I think we can still say that's baseball, but we might have to go fully into that's porn at that point.
Yeah, and
for the principle, right? Like
I would say don't give them any ideas because they would probably try to trademark that too.
You can't trademark porn, can you?
Can you trademark that's baseball? I mean, that's baseball has been said by the Yankees PA announcer for several decades.
I don't know.
That's a very generic term. I don't know how that works. I don't know how legal binding works. I don't want to overspeak myself for a 3-year North Dakota education, but I don't know how that works, man, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's out of our control, right? Like you got to control what you can control. We just have to put our heads down and hope that by game 3, legally, this game can still go on. I think it's going to go on anyway.
Yeah.
Especially because we're trying to get a full-blown arena for it. I was talking a big game on the Yak. I was saying there's definitely going to be 5,000 people there. There might be 70 people there, but I just kind of want to get in their heads as much as possible.
Yeah, the thing with when it's coming back on our soil too, and the location is still undisclosed, even though we were talking a very big game on the Yak, we're still gonna have to clear some different things through various different sources in the greater Scottsdale Tempe area. It's going to be open to the public, and that's what we do know. So that's going to be a totally different environment. I think there's going to be some different things that will distract the other team, if you will, and we're going to have our people, and it could get physical in the stands. It could, result in, like back in the day with different teams and sport going into away barns, you turn up the heat, you turn the showers on, it smells like piss, it smells like shit in the other team's locker room, it's painted pink, it's a little flamboyant or gay. Like we're going to pull out all the stops, man. That's what these guys, I don't know if they're ready for. And I know Dana is a great competitor, but I don't know about his partner. I don't know if he can handle the heat, Gregory. So we'll just see, man. I guess we'll have to decide that when we get a date locked in and can ultimately put together 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, Dana's a beast. And the thing is, coming into it, though, we kind of got misled. Like, they misled the shareholders. They were like, oh, like, he's not that good. He's not that good. Like, he's good. And I don't want to disclose his height and weight on the air because that's not what I'm about. That's probably HIPAA or something like that. But he's a big boy. Like, after the match, we all shared our height, weight, body counts. Like, all, we're just being boys chopping it up. And when he said his weight, I was like, all right, like that is an insane weight class to go up against. So we held our own, though. I mean, the beer wasn't bad. I like that we changed the plastic cups halfway through because the glass, it just doesn't work, right? Like it just pours out the sides when you're sucking your mouth on it. And I know the circumference of my mouth, exactly what inches it is. And like the cup just didn't work. So on our turf, we're going to use customized cups. We might put Molly in the beer. Who knows? If you're not cheating, you're not trying. So, there's going to be a lot of things along the way that we're going to come up with.
Yeah, I think we have to like take them to Boondocks before the match and treat them to what they think is just a couple pregame gentlemen's beers, and that's where we spike it. And we put a little bit of Rufalin in there, not enough to make them pass out, but enough to have them be wheelchaired in, and then from there. I like our chances, man. And we're playing against one guy because we could take care of Greg. Greg, respectfully, he's a nice kid, but you were able to beat him 4 out of 4. Dana's our real issue, and we're gonna have to pull out all the stops. And like I said, we just gotta get 2 out of 3. We can give them 1, but if we go back to Chicago, or even we're down 3-2, man, you get that thing to 7. Now anything can happen.
It's almost like we got to make him eat something before, like something bad. Like what's like a bad restaurant, like a fake nice restaurant in Scottsdale. And there's a lot of those, like all these guys that have their dad's money. They'll invest in like a hotel to repaint the walls, and then they'll call it like a luxury 5-star resort. But everything else is just shitty. We got to take him to one of those, and
like a Cooper's Hawk.
Like it looks like it's going to be a nice meal, but reality, his white blood cell count is going to go through the roof. Like he's going to get really sick. Like I think that's our best bet is either drugging him legally, like maybe we sign something under his name or make him sign it when he's like about to pass out, or or we give them bad food. But I don't know. I'm not good at roofing guys. Like I don't go to El Jefe every weekend like most dudes in Scottsdale. So there's probably some roofie experts we could talk to, but I'd rather try to get them to get food poisoning than like drug them because I would feel like a little scummy. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to
Yeah.
go full Cosby on anybody. I feel like that's not cool.
Yeah, maybe Rooflin's a little bit stiff, but you could always do the classic eye drops in the drink. You know what I mean? So then
What's that?
you put eye drops in some guy's drink and they just get the shits. So that you get the bubble guts. So that's
What?
another, yeah, that's a play it's sneaky and it just requires a couple drops in there. Now that's not Molly. Now if they go and get tested the next day, you can't really trace it back to anything. That's a game within the game. Or you put a little Pepto, maybe like in a frozen macchiato. That's another good play because then you get stuffed up a little bit. I don't know. The thing with drugging people and putting substances in their food or their drinks, that's a little greasy. I think honestly, we just might have to make it a ref show. But I don't want to disclose all the stops we're going to pull, other than the fact that Rooflin probably won't be in the cards.
No. We don't, like we said, we're not like fake finance guys that go to Scottsdale. Like, who do you think roofies guys the most in Scottsdale? What industry? It's always dudes that like,
Yeah, I would say guys that probably go to Bar Bambino.
yeah, like guys that like sell insurance. They're
Yeah.
roofing chicks because they don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, actually, I would say other than just like the shady Uber drivers or guys that work in the industry, there's probably like successful just weirdos, divorce guys that are steroid users that can't get laid on their own. Probably, have to resort to that sometimes. They probably have just like a vitamin pack of roofies, that they just carry around.
Yeah, we don't have to drug them. We're not going to do that over here. In all seriousness, before we get canceled, definitely get canceled by our one sponsor.
Oh, we might drug them, but who knows?
We should take him just to like a really good barbecue spot. But one sec, can we back up? You said like eye drops that go in your eyes that messes with your stomach.
Oh yeah, it's a classic play.
I never heard of that one before.
Yeah, if you don't like a guy at a wedding or something, and he's just like your soon-to-be brother-in-law, he's just a complete douchebag. Just get him with the eye drops. I've seen it done. Yeah, and they're just on the shitter the whole night. It's classic. Yeah, a really good play.
Why are brother-in-laws always douchebags? Like, why is the dude at your sister's bunking always a dickhead? Like, I don't want to get. I'm not talking about me, but I know a lot of guys with brother-in-laws are just like full-blown dickheads. I don't get it. I guess it comes down to the girl and what she likes. But girls, especially when they're married to NFL guys, they kind of like getting treated like shit, which is weird.
Yeah, you always got to be careful too of the guys that are too good of buddies that are brother-in-laws, unless they're like absolute boys from before. But if they just form this relationship because one of the guys is bunking each other's sister, I always get a little hesitant about that. It's like, dude, that guy's not that cool. And I've had a few situations where buddies are really good buddies with their brother-in-laws. And it's like, come on, dude. You don't need to force that hangout, is what I'm saying. Just because you're whacking his sister.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like they're compensating because they feel bad that they're putting your sister in a pretzel. So then they try to like make up for it by being like a really good dude. It's like, dude, you can play Twister with my sister at night naked. Like that's just human nature, right? Like you don't have to be buddy with me. You don't have to be fake about it. You know?
No, I completely agree. You don't have to be fake about anything. That's just forced. It just feels forced. It looks forced. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I mean that's forced baseball. That's forced one up the middle. So what do we do? Like our camera guy, he
I don't know,
can't
man.
come here. Like,
I don't really know. I mean, we're going to the World Baseball Classic final tomorrow. I will stay for that. But if we don't have a camera guy, he's coming from Diddywood, so you're gonna lose theoretically an entire day tomorrow as well. He won't be in, and even if he leaves at 6 in the morning, that's a 5-hour bird going Sammy Adams coast to coast. So carry 3 hours, 5. You're looking at an 8-hour, 10-hour travel day. I don't know, man. We got nothing until Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking on the fly right now, but that's a little bit of a dagger as is. We've been here since Saturday because we didn't want to go back to AZ, which theoretically made sense when you're coming to the chin of Dade County. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what we do. I'm kind of at a loss for chins right now.
Yeah, sometimes your chin gets lost.
Yeah,
but I mean, we'll find it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
we got no camera guy. we're losing the rights to That's Baseball 5 months after, someone said it. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
You said it, but on the
Yeah.
app, I asked Dana, I'm like, do you actually think we stole it? And he was like, yeah. I was like, dude, we didn't though.
But he was a little drunk too, and he's maybe doing it for the views.
Yeah, I was drunk.
I mean,
too.
we've had this shirt out. Shout out to HB3 Home by 3.shop since I think November 18th or 19th, and that was in the works for a couple of weeks because it takes us 2 or 3 weeks to get merch out as is with the design and just the process. We're only two guys over here. Look, we're not a $500 million corporation, but yeah, we've had this shirt out, man, for 5 months. Maybe we should have licensed it back then. Maybe that's on us. I don't know. I mean, but the thing is there's so many different things that come out of our mouths at all times. I'm not really tripping about it, but maybe we get on the phone with David and we just work out a deal, a gentleman's deal. We'll take 51% of it. You can have 49, and we just cut it up like that.
I was gonna say we get like 90%. I feel like or 93.1%.
93. Yeah, we should, but like 51 would give us full control of the trademark. So that's not bad, and they could sell it both on our sites, and everyone can win. But I just don't know how that stuff works when you're dealing with lawyers and
yeah, I don't know how that works either. Like that's like when we were walking through a Barstool that one time, and there was a bunch of people in like a meeting room, and I was like, oh, what podcast is that? And they're like, no, this is a company. Like we have to have meetings and stuff. Like sometimes you forget they're a pretty big company, not in a disrespectful way, but it's like there's a whole operation going on over there. And that made me laugh when Big Cat was like, I think it was Big Cat. They're like, yeah, like for game 3, anything, we could do to help or whatever. They're being polite. I'm like, yeah, well, we do this entire show out of a bedroom, so we might need some help, but we're gonna try to carry the load by ourselves and get our people to show up and whatnot. So speaking of people showing up, Philadelphia, April 20. I have some sort of dyslexia where I don't know if it's the 23rd or 24th, but we got the show in Philly. We got the show in New York 2 nights later, and New York still sold out fully, and we don't know if we're going to get that bigger venue, but Philly's wide open.
Yeah, Philly's the 23rd, Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Off the Screws, Helium Comedy Club. Just asked for a ticket update there. We still have some tickets left. So if you're in the greater Philadelphia area, you're at Penn State, you're in Pittsburgh, you're in Jersey, slide in for the fellas. That is the 23rd at the Helium Comedy Club, 9:30 Eastern, Off the Bone on the Screws. And then New York City is sold out. Not sure if that venue is going to get sorted out in terms of the construction with the new one in place, but nonetheless, we will be in Philadelphia and New York in roughly a month, dude. It's coming up here. So if we ever get out of Miami, we will be in Philly.
Yeah, Philly. Those are my favorite kind of autistic people over there. They're going to be absolutely rowdy over there in Philadelphia, with all due respect. But since this is a hockey show, Switch, I wanted to ask you what your thoughts were on Gudas with a dirty hit on Matthews, and then you look at the game film and nobody goes and helps him out. It's kind of just like, at that point, he might have to come to the United States of America to play some hockey.
Yeah, I loved what Judd Moldaver, 34's agent, said. Austin Matthews' agent also represents Connor McDavid. You might have heard of both those players. Usually he stays in the weeds, doesn't really say a ton, but released a statement after that hit and said that the player's safety department should be suspended for their lack of, I guess, throwing the book at Gudas. It was a over-the-phone hearing versus an in-person, so the maximum amount of games you can receive is 5. We saw that in real time, that play. At least you did. And you texted me, and I went and pulled it up right away. We were just kind of chilling in the hotel, and I was looking at it while we were in Chicago, and I was like, oh, my God, that's a dirty play. I just thought it was really reckless. The way Gudas went out to Matthews in the slot. Now, most of the time you go in, especially a bigger body like 34, especially a lethal sniper and a guy that might toe drag you, might just toe suck you in or push it out. You don't really go at him that recklessly. Now, Gudas is a different story because he's a goddamn freight train or a bowling ball, and he's always chin over shin in terms of his skis. So he comes in very recklessly, and obviously we know what happens on the play, knee on knee. But to answer your question in short story long, the aftermath of that play was pathetic. Look, I wasn't a guy that was going to fight anyone, really, Like I just wasn't. That wasn't in my nature. I'm more of a lover than a fighter. But when your star player goes down like that after a play and you know he's hurt and you know he's not going to get back up, you got to do something. I don't care if you're my boy Willie Nylander. I don't care whoever's on the ice, Morgan Riley. Someone has to go over there. And if you're not a fighter, go Phil Kessel on John Scott and slash him and tomahawk him somewhere on the hands, somewhere in the midsection. Do something. Drop the guy from behind. I don't know what you have to do. Cross check him from behind. I'm not saying go full, Todd Bertuzzi, but something has to happen. Yes, they did answer the bell later in the game, Bob, but at that point, Gudas is already out of the game. And the main point of contact in terms of the guy that actually caused the issue is not there. So I just thought it was very embarrassing. And if you're Brad Treliving in Toronto and their management and their coaching staff, shit's got to change there because that was pathetic, man. If I was 34, I would be like, what the fuck? Like, this is where our team's at? No one can even do anything for me? Like, come on, fellas.
Yeah, I'd be on Zillow right now looking at Diddy Wood trying to go to the Kings, even though like California sucks because it's 85% tax and there's poop all over the sidewalks and just basically baristas control all of the cities. But yeah, I think 5 games is super light. I mean, star player in the league, and that's how you come out of the gates and say, like, this is how we're going to protect our star players. We'll give Gudas 5 games. Like, what is that? With the way the NHL plays, that's like, what, 4 days off for him? So, yeah, I think that's a joke. I think that it should be illegal to be American and be a captain of a United States, Canadian team because it's not working out, I don't think, for a lot of guys. And I'm just talking out of my ass because I watch 1 game a month. But I just feel like there's just a certain message that sends when like your captain goes down like that. And I was even saying I would have went and slashed Gudas in the head. I mean, he has a helmet on, right? You're not going to kill him, but like get mad. It just kind of sucked to see that, but yeah, I mean, that's porn, man. I mean, shit.
Yeah,
I mean, your girl's. No, I was gonna say your girl does porn. Like you find out, you kind of have to go fight the male talent that was taking the screws to her. Like,
yeah, that's heavy porn. And you could make it baseball, like you said, providing a slash or showing any sort of fight towards the face of your franchise. I mean, we're talking about a guy that scored 69 goals 2 years ago, a guy that's won a Hart Trophy, a guy that is bled for your team, the guy that you guys allegedly voted captain, or that's the guy you look at as the head of the snake. And for no one to do anything, man, I just think it shows a telling sign of the Leafs. And like I said, Will Nylander, family friend, good kid. I've talked about him enough. People don't need to hear that story again. I'm not Bert Kreischer. But I'm just trying to say that if I was Willie and I was on his team, and that interview after the game when he says, I didn't see it, and then you go watch the tape back, and he's the first guy putting up his hand saying, hey, like that's a penalty to the referee, but didn't do anything. Again, I'm not saying you have to fight him if you're Will Nylander. If you're making $11 million, though, Bob, and you're the second guy in line on that team, like I said, you got to go full Phil Kessel, slash him, cross-check him from behind, do something, pile on the guy, wait for reinforcements to get in there. That was pathetic, man. And if I'm 34, like I'm hurt from that. I really am. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, well, no one's got my back. I don't know if I don't think you've seen the movie Training Day, but at the end of the movie, when Lonzo, aka Denzel Washington, is looking around and he realizes that the hood turns on him and everyone walks away and he's bleeding out. That's what it looks like, man. It looks like the team or the hood just ain't got his back. And that's a sad sign. And I, like you said, I would be on Zillow. I don't know if I'd be going to Diddywood because I don't know if I'd want that much oil on me. And I don't know if I'd want to get involved with Odell Beckham and those guys there. But like, I would be looking somewhere, man. I'd be like, hey, Juddy, can you get me to Dallas? Hey, Juddy, can you get me to Chicago?
Yeah, I like that. I like that Chicago.
Can you get me to New York? Can you get me to one of these original 6 teams that, hey, maybe this is where I'm going. I'm going to honor my contract, and I might even play it out. But, hey, I'm going to let Tree and management there know in Toronto that I just don't think this is it for me. And especially the way that he got treated when he came back from a small sliver of the fans, but those sliver of fans are the loudest, right?
When you mean when he won the gold medal and they were like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, because he went to the White House and then he came back to Canada and they were like, we don't even want to honor him at Scotiabank. It's like, all right, guys.
Yeah, it's just like, when San Jose Sharks Twitter finds out that not all of your views align with their views, they get very upset. And then it's just never ending, right? I mean, Jack Hughes, he had the LGBTQ
R
tape on his
code.
stick, and then San Jose Sharks Twitter loved him, and then he went to the White House like all teams do. I don't even know why that's a thing, but it is. And then they hate him. So it's like there's just a lot of moving parts. And like you bring up a good point about the hood not having your back. That to me is worse than dealing with like the media, dealing with guys on TV that are 38% body fat talking about you. It's worse than like your team missing the playoffs this year. To see your boys like not get your back like that's a tough thing. And like I remember, I'm not going to name any names, but when my friend Jamie got picked up and thrown to the ground like a football inside of a bar by a guy that was in the military, which Jamie didn't deserve that. I stepped in and I swung at the guy, and I'm not a fighter. I would have lost that fight, and I connected right on his chin, and he didn't even flinch because I'm not that strong. But I tried, right?
Yes.
I tried to step up for my friend.
And that's all that matters is that you tried. Even though he didn't feel it on his granite chin, Jamie now forever remembers that you did step in, right?
Yeah, and
And if you didn't do anything, he would have been calling you a pussy for life.
yeah, and like even I have a friend, and I'm not going to name any names, that is a massive flat earther, and he thinks the earth is flat, and it's hard for me to look in the mirror and realize like, wow, what does that say about me that I have a friend that's that stupid? But if a guy like that, even someone physically hurt him, I'm going to war for him like that. It's like eh, violence. Violence is a weird thing, right? Like we're told not to do it, even though the people that run the world are professionals at it. But it sends a message like no other. Like it sends a message. Like
Yeah,
sometimes it's necessary. And if someone doesn't have your back, like if I said, like, if you saw me get jumped in Miami outside this hotel tonight, like I'd like to think that you would step in and do something.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, and you bring up a good point. Like even talking to a guy that thinks that if you walk over the other side of the Great Wall of China, that you just fall off the face of the earth into some ice shield, you still have his back. And I like to think that at the same time, if I got jumped in Miami or if someone jumped you, yes, I'm stepping in and I'm fully aware that we both could get knocked out on the spot. But if it goes well, you never know. And at very least, that your buddies have your back. And I wanted to bring up something with you, Bob. Like, so all teams that win go to the White House. Can we get mad at the teams that win the Super Bowl that go to Disney World because all they make is DEI hires at Walt Disney? Is that something as a white man we can get mad at or no?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of
Right? Like
course. I mean,
because
Disney is very corrupt, right? Like it
right,
wasn't.
and they control ESPN, ABC, right? So it's all DEI hires. So can we get mad? Let's start raising our voice for the teams that win the Super Bowl that go to Disneyland, man, or Disney World.
Yeah, I'd just be like, I don't want you going to. I don't like that. The NFL team that won the Super Bowl is going to Disney World because there's way too many fat families there, and it's promoting obesity, and there's gum all over the park benches there. Disney is essentially just people who had 2 or 3 more kids than they should have, and gum stuck to poles and stuff like that. So yeah, I think like here's the thing with that though. Then we're kind of like stooping down to the offensive. You don't want to go full Mina Kimes or Ryan Clark and just get mad at everything because that's not a healthy
Yeah.
way to live. But I'm with you. Like boycott Disney World at this point. Weren't they doing? Who was in control of those kids at Nickelodeon that they were diddling? Was that Was Nickelodeon separate from Disney? I don't remember who was.
Oh, that they were hanging out with all of Nick Cannon's kids at Nickelodeon. I don't know.
Yeah, like they were going full Joe Paterno. Like I don't know. I just think that like
Joe Pa knew.
people, our Penn State listeners are gonna hate that, but like there's no way he didn't know that. And that's
Joe
not funny.
Padu.
We're not gonna joke about that. But it's
No.
like, yeah, I mean, Disney, if you look at Disney World, they had television shows on there where they were sliming kids. Like Summer Sanders was hot though. Remember her?
Yeah, why did they dump all that goo on those people, those Nickelodeon kids?
You know, why are you
Just a bunch of
dumping goo on children?
Yeah, just a bunch of like Nickelodeon cum all over those kids. That was weird, dude. That was really weird. It was like a way
And
for
like,
it was a way for like the producers to get off in the back when they're tugging their wrench, like behind the camera. That was weird, man.
yeah, and then like the kids had to go change in the locker rooms at Nickelodeon, and God knows how many hidden cameras were in there. Like Jesus, look what happened to Josh Peck. Like
Yeah.
he like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a gnarly subject, and it's tough to talk about. But going back to your point about the white Ferda, I just feel like if you don't allow them, if they say, okay, we're gonna just stop going to the White House, then Seattle Twitter is gonna be so happy, and you're kind of bending the knee. But I do think there should be like a change or like a thought. Like we should ask the question, why are we going to the White House when you win? Like, why? I'm genuinely asking because it's like supposed to be a prestigious thing, but then Instagram got created, and you found out that it's not that prestigious. They're just guys that are getting sucked off in the Oval Office, and they're all cheating, and they're all bombing other countries for resources. It's like maybe we need to change where teams visit. I don't know, and that's no disrespect, but
Yeah, I think it's just always been one of those things, that is just history repeats itself. So that's kind of like, I don't know, like graduation, you have a
you
party,
shake the
right? Like it's
principal's
like,
hand. Yeah.
well, it's like your senior year in high school, you have a grad party, right? Senior year of college, you usually go on a banger spring break trip to Panama City and come back with chlamydia and have to explain it to your girlfriend. So there's just things that are just traditions in America that have gone on for years where I don't know. I mean, I would want to go to the White House and check it out, man. You're telling me that I can get to see where Monica Lewinsky was sucking a wrench? Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the
You know what I
other
mean?
part of it. That's a
Like,
great point.
like I want to see where that happened, and I want to see where she went on a world tour to talk about, even though she didn't like the attention for 30 years after the fact. I want to see that, and I want to see where just criminal activity happened. I want to see where the bowling alley is. I want to just feel in the presence of corruption and American greatness all at once. Like that's something I
No,
want to
I'm
see.
with you. I think it's a cool house. Like if you get invited to the White House to actually go like full Portland's Twitter and be like, I'm not going, I think that's a mistake too. You can always go and just take a shit in one of the toilets and not flush and just
Yeah.
kind of, will you get assassinated for that? I don't know how much trouble you would get for that, but it's just such a big house. There's like 140 rooms or something like that. And like
Yeah.
there's golf simulators and bars and tanning beds and red light therapy. I feel like you have to go see it. I feel like that's like
I want to piss in the same urinal that Michelle Obama did.
are you saying that she was in a men's room or
Yeah, I'm saying that Mike was using a urinal. Correct.
yeah, I just want to see stuff, I want to I want to see what's going on. Like I want to see the bunk beds where the Secret Service sleeps because I think they all sleep in there in bunk beds.
Yeah, and I want to see the guy scaling the top of the roof with automatic sniper rifles, and I just want to just see what goes on there, man. I mean, there's just so much room for activities. It's like
Yeah.
Step Brothers. There's just so much room for activities to do crazy shit, and I want to see where like Trump hides his hookers. Like there's just so much interesting things about that place.
I want to see the genetic lab where they make up those shooters and then they put them out like 100 yards from the president and then they try to, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to see where they make shit.
I want to see
know
where. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, they're manufacturing because every time there's like not to get dark on this show, but we're in Miami and our camera guy, his flight just got canceled, so I'm feeling a little dark right now. But I want to see where they genetically modify these shooters because every time there's a shooting, there's like, yeah, he didn't have a Facebook or Instagram, and then you never hear about it ever again. But anyway.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I want to understand that same train of thought, but shifting gears a little bit. I want to see where Tony Fauci was taking calls on his bat phone to the Wuhan lab. And I want to see where they were formulating, this disease that came out. Like there's so much history, good and bad in there, and there's a ton of porn. And I think there is a baseball field, so there's just so much to, walk around. And I would have my phone out everywhere taking pictures. Like they tell you can't take pictures. I'm taking a picture everywhere. I don't give a shit.
Do you think a president has ever filmed the porn in there? Like, definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would say Trump has a file cabinet full of pornos that he's filmed in there.
Like he's filming or of him whacking?
Yeah, of him whacking for sure. Yeah.
Someone in the chat said, "Are they on Zoom in the same hotel?" We're actually in the same room right now. He's like right over there. Yeah, there's a lot of good and bad history in there. I wonder what it's like. Is it marble floors? Like, are the finishings modern? Is it traditional? I
Yeah.
wonder. I
Like
bet you everyone's just so horny in there.
Yeah, like where was John F. Ferda tugging? Where was his spot? I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Like to think about it, just how old that building is, man.
You
And it was
door there probably if you're the president, right? Like,
no, you just got a guy that goes on is just your DoorDash guy.
yeah, he just goes and gets it.
He just goes and gets it, yeah. Or you like meet someone at the gate.
Yeah, how do you tug if you're the president, though?
Well, I think there's got to be like one spotter that has to watch you at all times. It's like a piss test. There has to be one guy in the room at all times. So I think he just like probably puts a thing of AirPods in and turns the other way.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
I know. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, then he turns around every now and then and asks if he could help, and it's like, dude, I told you so many times I'm not gay. Stop.
I wonder how that works. Where like when William Clinton just had Lewinsky walk in as, because what was she, like an assistant, or she's like a grad assistant, right? Like
I don't even know what Monica Laferda was. Jamie, pull that up. I don't even know why she was in the Oval Office. I think she was.
Well, she was working there, but I think she was like a grad assistant, like kind of like a grad assistant coach, or maybe she was the assistant to the secretary, or maybe she was just there to whack.
If she was an assistant or something like that, like a PA, that's like an NHL player whacking an ice girl. Like, you're not allowed to do that, I don't think.
She might have been an intern.
She was an intern. Oh my God, she's just sucking on the president? What?
That's crazy. Yeah.
What?
And if
you're Bill, you're like, hell yeah, dude. But like, how does that even
you're getting that top in the Oval Office thinking nobody is going to find out about this.
Like, yeah, and you're like getting sucked off, and you're like, babe, you have any idea how many votes I got?
Yeah, and Hillary, where's Hillary at? You think? Where do you think she's at? Just like,
she's
funneling money to Iraq in the other room.
Yeah, she's in different relationships. It's all transactional, I would imagine. Like, right? Like, you're just like, look, I'm the president. It's like being Conor McGregor. It's like, look, I'm the president. Like, I'm gonna get some pussy. I'm sorry. I love you still, but like, I'm horny. I don't know. I don't know how. I wonder, because wouldn't that be intimidating if you're Monica Lewinsky?
Of course.
Who started it? It had to be Bill. Like, there's no way Monica came onto him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was orchestrated obviously by William, and I assume it was just, there was a ton of lead up to that sort of tension. But I mean, in her case, man, that made her career. Like, she legitimately like went on tour and spoke about like the PTSD of sucking a wrench inside the Oval Office, but made a ton of money on it, and also like would reiterate the fact she doesn't like to talk about it, but then would do like a 30-city tour and sell tickets. She made a ton of money off of it.
She was PTS in some D. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of her. Like, not while she's doing it. I'm just trying to, like, because back then that was a big deal. Like, if someone did that today, like, whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah. It was in that weird time period. It was, today it's whatever. Then it was a big deal, and then before that it was just whatever. So it was in like that weird time frame of, in between, no one gave a shit in the old times to like almost pre-launch internet, and now everything's porn, dude. So I don't know, man.
Do you think like Bill Clinton's Secret Service, or who's around, like his cabinet, was like, Bill, like, you're in the Oval Office, it's historical, and your ass cheeks are directly on the leather chair, and you're on this or the suede couch or whatever. And there's other presidents that are gonna have to use this room when you're out of office. Like don't put your butt cheeks on the presidential chair, right? Like I feel like
Yeah,
that's a little
like
rude.
I know, like we just got this dream couch from Restoration Hardware, and you're leaving bacon strips on it, man.
Bacon strips.
Because you're getting
Like, dude,
stuck up. Like, dude, wipe
okay,
your ass first of all. Like,
and I don't want to get too graphic because I know your family listens to this, but there's like there's spit like sliding down. Like, dude, come on. And the maids too. The maids don't get paid enough for this.
yeah, I know, and like Lewinsky's eyeshadow is just ingrained into this leather couch. Like, you really had to hit it after you got sucked off.
What? Like you really had to? I mean, I guess you had to do it in the Oval Office. I was gonna say like, why in the Oval Office? But like
Like
sometimes you're
you,
bored because the
dude,
president doesn't really do anything. It's just the cabinet that does stuff.
like, dude, how much Viagra did you take to have to like? You just got sucked off, man. Like, you had to hit it right after. Like, I know like the Secret Service guy, like, what is he thinking when Bill's like, I want the intern alone for 7.5 minutes, and he's standing outside the Oval Office. Where does he go? Like, does he go fake his shit, or does he just bat a blind eye? Like, what do you do?
I think you go full the town when the cop looks at all the robbers and Ben Affleck, and you turn your head the other way. Like there's no way you're not whistleblowing while something else getting. You're not. There's a pun somewhere in there. So you're not. I don't know. Like I'm trying to. If I was a Secret Service guy, honestly, I would have said, Bill, I don't think this is a good idea, but if you're gonna do it, just close the blinds because the whole front yard of the White House looks directly into this office, and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So
Yeah,
just close the blinds.
yeah. You got Jorge with the wet hacker out there, just carving down like a bunch of, you know, bushes right next to a rose petal, and all of a sudden he looks up and Williams just getting a rim job.
The landscaper looks to the left, and Bill's ass cheeks are just pressed against the glass of the
Dude,
Oval Office.
yeah,
Come on, don't get a rim job.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. Like, dude, what? Like, your legs? Why are they pressed up like that, man? Like, are you?
Why can't I still? Why can't I see Bill Clinton's knees
Yeah.
like up? It's like, dude, take your socks off at
Like, I
least.
didn't even know you had that core strength in you, man.
Yeah, that was a wild decision by Bill. Can we get Bill Clinton on the show? Maybe because we do need a guest. Because Liam Blutman, shout out to Blutman, man. Like a lot of this shit wouldn't be possible.
Great dude.
Without a great guy, man. He was asking us if we can get NHL guys on the show, which obviously the answer is, or for game 3, obviously the answer is yes. But we're kind of trending towards like, let's get Bill Clinton in the building.
Yeah, what did he mean by like actual NHL players? Does he want like active NHL players, or does he want like guys? I didn't understand that. Like guys that
He
are actually in the league.
probably meant like, for example, you know how the guy on the Chicago Bears, no disrespect, I'm blanking on his name right now. Darnell. He threw out the first pitch for the Ugoff. I'm sorry. I feel bad about that. I think he meant like what was his name?
Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Dockett. Darnell.
Fuck, this is a bad.
He's a good player though. Darnell. I'm typing it in right now. Darnell. Anyways, go. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I think Liam was asking us if we can get that sort of action like with an NHL player. But yeah,
Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright. God damn it.
So he wants an active NHL player.
Yeah, but we're gonna. I mean, we could do that easily. That's a.
Yeah, if Brady Tkachuk is watching this and the Ottawa Senators are out and maybe the Florida Panthers are out of the mix, who's to say we can't get the Tkachuk brothers to come in, our baseball bros to come in and maybe have our back? I'll say it right here, Bob. Maybe we get the Tkachuk boys to come in. They got Phoenix ties. You know, that's where both of them, I believe, were born when Walt was playing there. Maybe we get them.
No, yeah, I agree. I think we should do that for sure. But also, I think we should aim even higher. Like, Bill Clinton's alive, right?
Oh, so you want, okay, yeah. So, but like non-NHL players, we're going to a different stratosphere now.
No, we could do both.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. Like, we could have like Brady or Matthew throw out the first pitch or whatever, or have them be involved in some way. And then we could also have like Bill Clinton off to the side or whatever, or maybe like behind us, or maybe he's sitting down with his legs up in the air. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like we can get a lot of big names in the house. I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, I know that the Yak has.
Let's get Gronkowski. That's right up our alley.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, for the Yak to get like hundreds of thousands of views, we're at least gonna get like what 5,000 views. I mean, that's still a sell, in my opinion.
I think so too, and especially if it all comes together where we want to do it at the venue. I mean, who's to say we couldn't get a guy? It's not on the Bill Clinton level of, um, corruption, but who's to say that we couldn't get a guy like Cam Scatterbo to come in and just bang his head off of something because he has ASU ties and roots, man? Like that's another guy that I feel like could come in, and then we get one of those old goats like I don't know, Magic Johnson to give a ceremonial speech about AIDS and wearing protection. Yeah.
We could just get everyone like Charlie Sheen.
Chuck.
We could get Charlie Sheen, Magic Johnson, and just have a bunch of guys with AIDS. And I think that would be cool. Like you can't throw out the first pitch unless you have AIDS.
Billy Bob Thornton doesn't have AIDS, but he's close.
You think? How do you get close to having AIDS?
He's a kid from Arkansas. He's close to having. I think you're just born with it. Like you drink the water there, the well water, and you damn near have.
Allen Iverson there, man.
Yeah, I heard. I think sometimes he big times people, but we could get him. What? We do need a good brother though to come in. Like you know what I mean? Because we need that street cred. There's something that white boys don't have. We need some street cred.
I'm trying to think of some cool black guys. I mean, they're all cool.
Chad Ochocinco, Shannon Sharp, like
that would be big. Who's some? Let's get Obama there, dude. Who cares?
Yeah, Future.
I mean, you do call his wife a transvestite every now and then, but like I'm sure he understands. Like it's just boys talking shit.
It's anything to get 200 views, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, if Diddy gets out, I don't know if that's the best look for us. If we have Diddy there, probably not because he is a domestic abuser.
Yeah, I mean, we could get like the entire Philadelphia Eagles offensive line and Jalen Hurts, and they could just push us to victory. Like that would be pretty sweet.
That would be cool. I like that.
Just push these guys out of the building.
Who are some other we get? Kanye probably wouldn't show up.
Lawrence Taylor, who famously did dust before games, that'd be a great New York Giant to get in the building.
Yep, that would be a good one. And we got to get some ladies too. Maybe like Jessica Alba or who else?
Yeah, Livy Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, she just liked one of my tweets. That was big for me. That boosted my mood today for about 11 minutes.
Was it about Pauly Skeens?
Yeah, it was the one I tweeted about Skeensy because when he was standing next to Ken Rosenferda, I'm like, I know he's a tall dude. I know he's a big dude, but Jesus Christ, the optics were just like, this guy might be 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
Shout out Livy Dunn, man. I actually think Livy Dunn, you know how sometimes you get vibes about people you don't know?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like her vibes.
I know.
Like athlete, just like always seems happy. And this is completely parasocial, but I feel like, and there's some people you don't like their vibes, but this is not a negativity show, so we don't have to get into that.
Yeah, we could get, as I said, willing to cheat. I would say Lane Kiffin would be on my short list too. Lane Kiffin and sniffing Kiffin and just all of his side pieces. Like, let's get Kiffin in there. He seems like a beauty. LSU coach, kind of seems like our vibe. That's a dude that I would love maybe to come in and just rock a visor. Maybe we talk to Big Cat and maybe Barstool, John Gruden can come in from their side.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Let's get this place rocking and rolling, man.
Let's get Brett Hull to come in and do overtime. Like if we have to tap somebody in, which I don't, but that's a guy that, I mean, you look at Brett Hull's Instagram, it's awesome. He's just always drunk. And I feel like that's kind of right up our alley for an event like this. But I will say, I don't want to tap out in anybody else. I think we got to.
No.
This is about you and I overcoming adversity, and we're just a couple guys in our 30s that are trying to figure out how to chug a beer faster than another guy that's in his 30s.
Yes, and for all you listening, go look at who Brett Hull follows. I'll just leave it at that. It's interesting, but
what?
Yeah. You got to look that up. Do your due diligence there because it's a good laugh. But his podcast is all time with Kelly Chase. Those guys are beauties. Holly obviously is incredible. But yeah, not afraid to follow. I'll just leave it at that.
My favorite thing about Brett Hull is that his Instagram name is I'm Brett Hull. Let's see who he's following. I'm pulling it up. This is a guy who scored 741 goals in the National Hockey League, which is belligerent.
Yep.
Oh my God. Holy. Come on. Brett, you know people can see this, right? Oh my God.
I'm trying to do Brett a solid here, folks, but I have done my due diligence on the following of Brett Hull and not afraid to follow a working woman.
He must be tugging all the time. Every girl he follows like 84 people and has 500,000 followers. Oh my God. You know how like every OnlyFans girl is named like Allie and it'll be like Rose or like or Goddess.
Just spelled the sluttiest way possible. Allie with 4 L's. And
Goddess Rose.
His Batman post was all time though, and then just like whenever I think about Brett Hull, it's just him on the glass touching his nipples. Like it's just,
yeah.
And then it goes back to the All-Star game too when he's talking to McKinnon. Heard a lot about you.
Yeah, Brett needs to be careful here. Like, I don't
know.
Put him on blast right now, but he's following a girl named Petite Cutie 2007. What year is that? What, can we get an age verification? I don't know if the girl's born in 07. She definitely doesn't look it, but this is definitely AI.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's always a good laugh for that one. You got to be careful who you're following, folks.
Nikki with 2 Ks. Like whenever a girl is named Nikki with 2 Ks, you know that they throw 100 miles an hour in the bedroom.
100%. Yeah.
Anyway, we don't need to keep talking about this, but this is really funny.
Yeah, it's quite the spectacle, but
it goes on and on.
Yeah, I mean, if it's public knowledge, it's not really suing the guy. It's just kind of bringing it to light. But yeah.
Yeah, and we're only exposing it to like 40 people.
And Holly is all time.
So. Yeah, he's the best. No, I really like just the way he behaves. It's the definition of like a guy that's just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. You know, he's like permanently, you know those people that go on cruises or like Cancun, you got those vacation vibes, and no matter what, you can get a phone call and be like, hey, your entire family just died. You'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to have one more pina colada. Brett Hull's like that all the time, I feel like.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, when the day ends and you go to bed when there's no sun out, it all comes back to porn. So
everyone tugs, right? You get married, you still tug.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's everyone's horny. So that's just kind of how it goes. Are you gonna throw any scratch on this game tonight? That is believe Bel-Ferda and Italy. You know what I hate about people that I saw walking around Miami Beach today is the people that are like 2nd and 3rd generation Italians, and it's always Italian people that rep Italy over their own country. It's like, why are you decked out in head to toe in Italy gear, dude? Your great grandpa was the guy that came over from Italy. You have lived in suburban Miami for the better part of your entire life. You've been to Italy once. Why is that? It's always the Italian people, dude. You want me to walk around and they're like 50% Italian. You want me to start wearing German stuff because I'm 50% German? No, that's not ball. Rep USA where you're from, motherfucker.
I just think it's like I just think it's like a thing where you want to be different. Like, you know, like as a white man, I can say I'm a white man. When I was a kid in school, they ask you like, oh, what are you? And you're always just like, oh, I'm Ukrainian, I'm Irish, I'm Scottish, blah, blah. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, I'm a fucking goddamn American, you know? So I feel like the Italian kids, they have their Armani jeans on. They treat their girlfriend like shit, just like their fathers treat their wife like shit. They just follow in the footsteps. So I feel like they want to rep that, you know? Like, does anyone hate their wife more than an Italian guy? No disrespect.
From New Jersey or New York? No. Those guys And the best thing about those guys is they are so dramatic, and they call their wife dramatic. But they're the most dramatic guys ever. Their hands all over the place. They're shaking their head. They're stomping their foot. Their fist is clenched at all times, and they're just making a scene. And the wives generally are the ones that are actually calm.
Mm-hmm. They're used to it, right? Like, and also
They have
like,
to adjust. Yeah.
yeah. But to your point, yeah, I feel like what generation would you say where you have to start repping America?
I would just say if you were not born in that country, you can't be rocking that gear, man.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
if you're second generation,
Yeah, I guess
you know what I mean? Like you never lived in that country. I get it if you want to rock heritage stuff. It's cool if you go over there and you see your cousins, and a lot of times these people don't even have cousins or family members over there at this point that they know of. But if you do and you're second generation, okay, so be it. But it's like if you're gonna wear that gear over Team USA, and a lot of times it's in the World Cup for soccer because we suck. But even just walking around Miami today, I saw a bunch of people that I would say that are not definitely from the Mayflower over here in the last 10 years that are Italian citizens that are repping Italy.
Yeah, but what if you're an Italian kid, right? And you're born in the United States. Your name is Matteo. Your name is Matteo Berrettini.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you be more inclined to cheer for a baseball team with Italian guys that have those kind like Saccarolatini and Mafioso, those names, than a dude on America named like Matt Henderson or like Trey Walker? You know
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying? Like, I feel like you can relate to the Italian guys more.
I would agree. But we also have Italian guys that have Italian. We have U.S. guys with Italian heritage on our team too. Pete Alonso, who just enters the home run derby every year, is like 100% Italian technically, but he's an American kid. Like we have those guys. So I don't know, man. It's just like America is the melting pot. At the end of the day, it's just one big country full of fat people in a fondue, melting pot of cheese that we're all just dunking our own shit and cross contaminating. But I just think if you're an American, like you should be proud to be American, man. Like that's your number one. No.
Yeah, I'm with you. My only thing is like, if I was born here and my name was Roman Esposito, I don't know if I'm fully going full try that in a small town and cheering on USA baseball. I don't know. It's hard for me because I'm just like I'm just a fucking a white guy, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
So if you're a Jewish guy, you should cheer for Israel over.
No, let's not go too far. Let's not go.
No, I know. I'm just considering the facts.
No, I mean, but I feel like Italians rep their heritage more than Israelis in the United States, unless you're in North Beach, Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. No, but Italian people are just very proud, and I don't discount that. But I'm just saying, in how about an Irish guy? An Irish guy repping Ireland that's just a guy from Boston. He grew up in the South. He's a junkie, but he loves Ireland. I don't know. It's
how does he talk? You think like if you had to talk like someone from there,
like a guy that's like perked out, and he was maybe
no drugs, just a guy from Southie. Like how would you?
The guy that's like based on the movie The Town.
Yeah, like if you were a guy that was from Dorchester, how would you talk?
I don't think those guys talk like an Irish guy though. They talk like you fucking come over here. My cousin Tommy. Tommy comes in, he gets pitched. He fucking gets pitched because he's a fucking knock. He's getting paid off by the fucking cops because that's all he could do. Right? He's a fucking junkie when he grew up. He's a junkie now. He's fucking my sister. He's fucking you. Fucked her. Right? He just fucking came over there and then he dropped her off. Right now he's drunk and he's fucking high. He's fucking. I gotta go bail him out. You think I'm gonna bail him out? Fuck that guy. So that's how I think he would come.
Wait, that's a guy from. That's a guy from
Southie.
But Irish or no?
Irish, yes, but doesn't talk like your Irish guy you would see in Dublin.
Okay. So okay. I just want to make that clear. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't know. I don't know why. Like you said, America's just one big fat melting pot. Like I don't even know. Like, dude, what do I rep? I don't know.
I know.
Like, I'm a mutt. I don't even know what half of my family. Why is that?
That's what I'm saying is I just think sometimes we get lost in the fact that Italian people, I love it. They're so proud of Italy. But if it comes down tomorrow between, say, Italy upsets Bel-Ferda, and we have third generation Italians rocking Italian gitch over Team USA. That's where I have the problem. They can always be your number two. You can always have a side piece that is a rule of marriage and who you cheer for. But I just think let's all unite as Americans, because I just think we've lost some of that steam as our it always feels like we're trying to get that American pride back, like we shouldn't never lose that, dude. This is our country.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. For me, getting back to your point about who you root for, it comes down to your last name. If your last name's like Ficini, I kind of get it. But to your other point about like, what's it called? Patriotism. Patriotism went from like the whole country, and then it's shriveled, and now it's just in the areas that watch NASCAR. Like there's no patriotism in goddamn San Francisco. I tell you that right now. It's like Alabama. Like, what are the patriotic states? Alabama. Rural Florida,
I would say
Louisiana, maybe
Louisiana a little bit, North Dakota,
North Dakota, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, but it's just not big enough. I would say North Dakota. I would say Alabama.
Yeah, Tennessee.
I would say Tennessee. Mississippi, I think, has lost a little bit of their jam. Texas would be my number one.
Wait, why has Mississippi lost its jam?
They just don't have any money. They don't even have more. They don't even have internet there, man. So they don't. Yeah. There's no way for them to connect with people. So I just think in that sense, I would say Texas is the number one though. Like you can't try anything in the Bible Belt, and including in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, for Mississippi though, how are you supposed to get a Wi-Fi package when Brett Favre stole all of your money? Yep. But yeah, I'd say Texas. Yep. Is Oklahoma a little bit patriotic, you think?
Yeah, it is. It is. I would say it's like on the same level as Arkansas, Missouri, kind of those countries. They're back and forth. They're 70%, 75% patriotic. I'm talking about like the 100% states, thoroughbreds.
Yeah. It's just
Arizona's sneaky.
Good. Yeah, you go up there, lock her ass up. They want to lock up Hillary Clinton if you get like 30 minutes outside Phoenix and Scottsdale. They're gonna lock her ass up.
You go to Lake Pleasant or Lake Havasu, dude, guys have guns. I've never seen so many guys have guns on a lake before, other than Lake Pleasant. Dude, who are you going to shoot on a lake? Aren't we here to hang out and wake surf?
Yeah, no, they're just strapped just in case someone tries to try that.
Yeah.
You don't want to try that in Lake Havasu. You definitely don't. No. You don't want to try that in most places in Arizona. Like you go to the Black Rock Cafe in Black Canyon, Arizona. Like you better not try that. I'll tell you right now. But yeah, I think it's just cool to not be patriotic, like because the TikTok kids and everyone's like we suck. Like it's like there's a lot of self-hatred with America because I feel like the negativity is overwhelming. When in reality, it's if you drive across country or if you drive across this country, it's like yo, this is a pretty dope country, bro.
Yeah, no, it's the greatest country. There's still a lot of wasted space, I would say. Yeah, it's the greatest for sure. 100%.
I just think it's so cool because we can just go to Florida and beach and sunshine.
Yeah.
And the Canadian people, and honestly, they are getting screwed. They can't the southernmost tip they can go. There's no ocean. Like there's no like vacation vibes in Canada. Like that's why all the homeless guys are stuck in like what's the point of even if you're homeless, you better buy a blanket because you can't just go south in the warmth.
People don't talk about how big of pussies the French were back in the day when they didn't even want to fight for it. They just sold us the Louisiana Purchase in the 1800s. They didn't even want to fight for it. We snatched the Louisiana Purchase, which is present day the entire South predominantly.
How much, Jamie, pull that up. How much was that for? How much did that cost?
I think it was like $4 million.
What?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, brother.
You can't even get a condo in Surfside for that.
Yeah, like present day, like it was, nothing. Even with inflation of 200 years, it was an ungodly low number, maybe even 2 million. Someone got to pull that up. But yeah, the Louisiana Purchase, the French people, they came to check it out one time, man. They were like, yeah, it's not good enough for us. We're out. There's the bayou, and I don't think we can really develop it. You guys can just take it.
Wow, what a bunch of idiots. Isn't it weird that like Haiti is French too?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
mean,
there's black French guys down there.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, what a steal. That was a great deal.
Yeah, it was one of the, I think it was one of the best deals we ever got,
Yeah,
to be
that's like
honest.
Robert Herjavec. That's like the cast of Shark Tank just screwing over hardworking Americans for like 60% of their company. And then the Americans that go on Shark Tank, they think that it's going to change everything around, and they realize that their equity is never being paid attention to. Just some intern at Mark Cuban's company is running it, and then they run it into the ground.
Yeah, no, we literally just stole it from, just like I mean, the whole country was essentially stolen. We stole that from the French, the natives, and then we got Florida from the Mexicans. Yeah, dude, we were
Where
playing
do we get Massachusetts from?
Massachusetts. Well, Bel-Ferda Revere just hung up a light, and we're like, we're staying.
Yeah, Reversey. He was. But here's the thing, though. Everywhere was stolen from everyone, though.
How drunk
right?
was Paul Revere when they told him, "All right, Paulie, like when you see the English coming to us, you got to go up to the top of whatever bunker chin and hang 2 by land or 1 by sea, and that's how we know, how we're going to prepare for this war." Like Paul Revere had to get so shit faced that night, dude. He's like, "I don't even know if I'm making it back."
Yeah, I don't even want to deal with this right now. Like, can you guys do this?
Right.
Like, I don't. Like, why do I have to do this?
Like, what if Paulie hung up like 3 just because he was that blacked out? Like, Paul, we don't know. Like, it was 1 by land, 2 by sea. What's 3 by? It's like, that means everyone's bisexual?
It's just drones. That means they're getting drone attacked by Israel. Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy how things had to work. How else would you find out, right? It's like, fuck. Yeah, everywhere. It's like, oh man, everywhere's. It's weird to apply today's morals with like how it worked back then. Like, because technically, I guess the Europeans did steal from the natives, right? Like, did they all the way steal, or was it like a bad deal?
1 by land, 2 by sea, home by 3. I don't know, dude. I don't know. And then all of a sudden we just got Detroit too, like, goddamn.
Yeah, who do we get that from?
I don't know.
D4L?
We just like, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's crazy to think about though. Like, how do you just like show up and you just start just whacking the natives and you just start stealing shit? Like, that's just like, and then everyone lived only until like 50 years old, which is just the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, I just wonder how it went down. Like, did they get here and they saw the natives and they were like, "Hey, listen, we just crashed our boat on Plymouth Rock and there's no body shops here. We're gonna have to stay. Can we just stay over here?" And the natives were like, "Yes." And then they got greedy and took over more. Or when they got here, was it automatically an altercation? Like, how did the conversation go? I wonder. And I don't know if we'll ever know.
Like, how funny would it be to like see like the first guy because all those guys were dipshits back then too. Like the first
What do you
guy
mean by that?
well, just, I mean, we would have been too. You just don't know anything. You have no information. You don't have let alone a drone or something, a plane that can fly above to get a bird's eye view of the chin of what you're actually living in. Like, imagine the first guy that developed that map, how funny that map would have looked like.
Yeah, like it would have looked so dumb. Like you drew it with a feather.
Right. But like, how would you even? How are you just like walking it off like you're on the chain gang of an NFL game, like 1st and 10? Like you're just walking off what you think is miles, or you're on your horse. Like, that's just crazy to think about. They could even remotely put something together. I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah, I don't get how you know what shape states are. You know what I mean? Like what the lines are in real life. Yeah, I don't understand that. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish that if Europeans got here, they could have asked the Native Americans, like, "Hey, look, like we just used all of our money to come over here, and it's a one-way trip. Can we just find a way to get along?"
right.
But maybe, I mean, you have to remember though, and a lot of people don't remember this, is that the settlers that came over here from Europe were dumb as fuck. They thought it was India.
Yeah.
It was America. Like they thought they were in the West Indies. Like these dumbasses accidentally stumbled upon America. Like it wasn't
100%,
on purpose.
100%. They just started drifting away in a direction which was west versus they originally thought that they were going south around Africa. Like that was their plan.
They were so dumb. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to get on a boat and not know where you're going?
Imagine how
In the
much
war.
imagine how much different that would have looked too. Either way, you're running into Indians, but still, how weird.
Yeah,
Like
you're either running into like guys that chewed tobacco or guys that are tech support for Apple. Like,
yeah, we probably would have been way smart. Like we would have been way smarter, man. Like if we would have started, knocking up Indian chicks. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like and then like Slumdog Millionaire wouldn't have been a story. I don't know. It's crazy to think about.
I think we did though.
Did we?
I don't think any chicks came over on the Mayflower, which is low key gay. Like,
No,
oh,
I'm
you guys went on a voyage for 3 months, all dudes. Okay, you're gay.
right. I'm just saying if you would have went the other way to the other Indians, the East Indians, I think
Oh,
we might have been theoretically smarter, but we wouldn't have partied as hard because the natives booze harder. I don't know, man.
yeah, I would have definitely figured out like how to connect the Bluetooth or something first, because those Indians were like, they were more dialed in to like computer science.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it's
The
weird.
one-
And we would have been able, like, you wouldn't have thought ketchup was spicy either, too, because you would have been able to handle like that curry, because they're like our ancestors. It would have been ingrained into the DNA, right? There's just so many different things to think about.
It is weird to think that if the European explorers went east instead of west, like, dude, we would be in India right now. Probably we'd be in.
Yeah, we would be at we'd be at the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, we would just be Indian. Or no, we would be white guys, but in India.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like but we'd be blended into that culture. Is what I'm saying.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we would be like, yeah, my mind is like blown right now. Yeah, so someone said, didn't they think the Earth was flat at that point? Yeah, just like my asshole friend that thinks that still, even those pictures of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
He says all the pictures are doctored. But yeah, that's a mind-blowing thing to think about. I just kind of like forgot we're on a podcast for a second. I'm trying to think what would it be like to be an American in India instead of an American in America.
Yeah, man, and like they probably wouldn't have been living in the same conditions that they still are present day. Like so much poverty, and it's like they have very developed cities, but they also have so many goddamn people that it's just like the slums and like guys like living under like some people like there's like families that live in like an industrial sized garbage can, dude. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and also it's weird to think that all the casinos would have been owned by like Indian guys, like the 7-Eleven ones. And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just trying to like paint the picture of what kind of Indians we're talking about. Like instead of Native Americans.
Yeah, like the Indians that all have the same accent when they speak English, those type of Indians.
Yeah, and you're allowed to say that because you have
Yeah.
Indian in you, which is
Right.
still crazy that you do. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. I got a quarter tint. I could probably theoretically get some free scholarship money if I needed to finish a year off, man.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have college eligibility left? You should do what all those college basketball players are doing. They're going back when they're like 32.
Yeah, no, I think I do. I mean, I jokingly said it in our group chat with Coach Powers. Like, after they're finished this year, they could probably use a right shot.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I mean, we could wrap this thing up. I don't know if the chat has anything for us, but we do have to figure out why we're here because we don't have a camera guy or anything going on now that all of our plans just got destroyed.
Right. Yeah, the spirits are good. It's just like we want to make sure as the biggest show in the world that talks about baseball and porn that we stay with this momentum. I mean, thinking out loud, I think we definitely stay for the game tomorrow. We're already here, but that is devastating news that we're no longer going to have a camera guy for tomorrow, which puts us into Wednesday. Yeah, man. I mean, we might be here until like Gay Pride Month. We'll see.
So just next month. I think it's every month now.
Yeah, it's every month.
All right, guys. What do we have to promote? This episode is brought to you by Lucy Nicotine, the official nicotine pouch of Home by 3. Use code CHIN for 20% off. We got merch on sale at homeby3.shop. It's like the best way to support the boys. Buy some merch. Most of it ships quick. I think a lot of it does. We got tickets out on sale for Philly, New York. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, click that subscribe button. And as always, once we end the stream, if you can comment and like, that helps us out a lot. And also, I just want to say, from the bottom of our chins, welcome into all the new listeners. We've been getting a lot of messages about people that are like, "Hey, I saw you guys on the Yak. I saw you guys your Olympic shit. Saw you guys with some other shit we've been doing. Just whatever from all corners of the globe, our flat globe, that are new listeners. We appreciate you guys and welcome in.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in to the biggest openly gay Chinese show, as Bob Gucci would say, in Northeast Scottsdale. We are on the road right now. No, we're not in the same room. Yes, we're in the same hotel. Yes, we're 14 feet apart, but we got some things on tap. We will be at the World Baseball Classic tomorrow. I think so, if we get out of 11, but ahead of time. We also will be doing something cool next week, if we don't get canceled before then, in Vegas with the Golden Knights. And we have tickets on sale, like we said earlier. Helium Comedy Club, Philadelphia, 9:30, April 23rd, in the motherfucking building, dog. So that's what we got. Like, subscribe, comment on this, show your friends. That's porn, dude.